I'm currently working on a presentation for our clients. This is the presentation. Why would I do that? Actually, that's a commercial proposal for somebody when you work with them, you kind of offer them, etc. I already told you, or maybe not, that my problem with my partner when we approached schools in Manhattan was that we did not have any offer to pitch. We would actually just come inside the school, and we were so focused on going around this sales resistance that we didn't even think about our offer. And so right now we're preparing that. This is the presentation. We help school owners transform more lives. This is something that I came up with. We help school owners transform more lives. Notice, nothing about sales, nothing about money, no. Because what's good in owning a half-empty studio when you could actually change the life trajectory of hundreds of students? See that? I already primed the mind of my prospect into thinking a certain way. I'm not about making money on you. I'm not about just making money for you and for myself. I'm here because I know, because that's what most school owners say, we're not here for the business, we're just here to pay the bills, that's it, but we really want to teach kids, we really want to teach students, we want to have our team, etc., etc. So you kind of tell them, okay, we're here to help you transform lives of your students, because what's good in having a half-empty studio when you can actually change the life trajectory of more people? In this second part of my proposal, when I talk about the half-empty studio, I already primed them into thinking that it is only meaningful to transform people's lives when there are a lot of people. And the more people there are, the better the transformation sort of is. I mean, I don't know how that will work on them, but I think this is something very important to tell. Because later on, I know one of their objections will be, you know what, I'm actually doing quite well with my studios, we're paying the bills, we're getting some money, like why would I need your services? I don't need your services. And so whenever somebody says something like that, I actually ask them, okay, so if I brought in 20 students right now, would you not accept them? You would, right? And just think of it, that's just so crazy. When I worked for a martial arts studio in New York City, when I managed it, whenever a parent would bring one referral, a parent would actually get $100 credit at this school. We got one parent who brought like four different students, 4 different parents. They all bought the membership, and so he actually got 2 months for free. So they actually gave him the equivalent of money in their classes. But whenever an agency comes in saying, listen, we're going to bring you clients, we're going to generate you leads, and we just want to get paid for that. The sales resistance is like, oh no, we don't need, oh please no, please stop, please don't pitch me into it, please, I don't want to. Why? Because the mind of it, but essentially if you look at it, a parent brings in the student, an agency brings in the student, a parent gets $100, an agency gets $100. They're just so natural, and that should be fine, but the perception of people is different. Because there's the whole stigma around marketing agencies, around anybody who is trying to propose their services online, but there is not the same kind of stigma around parents, because parents actually pay you for the classes and you want to have a good relationship with them. So early on, our job in sales, because this is the pure form of sales, in sales, our job is to prime the mind of the prospect and frame it a certain way so that we don't face the sales resistance. Of course, it's done not only through text, not only through your words, but your tonality, your face, mimics, your expression, etc., etc., etc. But one of the key components there is your wording. It is. The second slide, just give them some information about themselves. Actually, just to get a couple of yeses. For those of you who don't know, there's this whole theory in sales that you have to get yes from your prospect 2 times, so that, or 3 times, and 4 times, and 5 times, as many times as you can, so that the last time when you ask them for the When you offer them, when you make this ask to get paid, they also say yes, because they've kind of primed their minds into saying yes, 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 and yes. And so we give them this information. They say, oh yes, that's true, seems like us. Your goals, oh yes, that's true, seems like us. How do we know about their goals? Because when we walk into their facility, or when we have a call with them, to kind of, because this is a two-step process. You cannot just come into a school and try to pitch them immediately. They're busy, they don't want to hear that, they're busy with their students, they haven't decided on whether they really want to hear from you. You haven't established enough credibility to even sit and have this 15-minute talk with you. So then, when you come into their facility, or when you talk to them on the phone, internet, whatever, you try to establish credibility. And then you ask them about their goals, about their problems, about their dream outcomes, everything that you need to know. And then you include that into presentation. So in our case, we already know about their goals. Usually this is consistent, like lead flow, client generation system, no more being dependent on just referrals, reviews, and walk-ins, high quality leads that actually show up and commit, and make client generation automatic and seamless for me and my team. So I just only have to run classes and you do the marketing. So then, this is when we start doing the objection bending, working with the objections. So once we told them about their goals, then we were like, oh, but we actually tried Facebook and Google Ads before and it didn't work. Worked with an agency, it didn't work. Tried SEO, it didn't work. Tried posting on social media, it didn't work. Heard from others that it didn't work. So we are kind of trying to come up with all sorts of objections that they will have later on. And we're trying to work through as many objections as we can early on. So when I say we tried Facebook and Google Ads before and it didn't work, okay, then we understand, so we acknowledge that. For those of you who are not familiar with that as well, listen to Alex Hermosi's approach to sales. I think he was the one to mention it. Whenever you hear something back from a customer, from a prospect, you have to acknowledge that first. For example, somebody says, you know what, I'm not sure if I need that car or not, because I already have one car, and like, why would I need to have another car? And then you say, I understand that when you have one car, you may not necessarily need the other one. I understand that you already have a car, and that makes you think, or that makes you feel like you don't actually need the other one. But what do you do when it starts when it starts snowing heavily in the winter, and your car is a rear-wheel drive sedan, sports sedan? How are you going to drive through these piles of snow, and your car is a rear-wheel drive, so you can actually slide into the wall? It's dangerous, and then you start speaking about your thing. But first you acknowledge. The same thing with us. We understand because our clients told us about the same problems before we started, and then we explain why. Because most agencies today are generalists, they work with clients in all the niches, so in the end, they don't get to know one niche so good that they could produce decent results there. So why would I say that about the other agencies? Because then I will show the examples of their ads saying, you know what? This agency actually runs the same type of ad for every single client that they have across all the America. Do you think it's good? It's not. But what we do, and then I will include that into presentation, but what we do, we actually come to your facility, we film the videos, not just these images, and we tailor them specifically for your school. Now I differentiate myself. Now they don't have this question, okay, why are you better than the other agency? Because I come and I have the team who comes and does everything specific for your location. In short, this is how I approach my sales process here. Today I have to get my Ray-Bans, these Meta glasses, to actually be able to record my interactions with clients, and I hope I'll be able to generate more content. But if you like that sort of content where I walk you through some business detail, I know I'm not a grand entrepreneur yet, but then I'm a starting entrepreneur, I'm starting out, and I actually may know more than some people who are already in the business. So if you really like these kind of tactical videos on some parts of business that I'm running through, please comment, please share them, please like them. Let me know, because not only do I want to share my life on this YouTube channel, but I actually want to bring in value with my content. This has been my goal from day one. And yeah, you just let me know if you like it or not. But stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on the results in my business, and we'll see you soon.